Almost lost my phone overboard. I feel my hat get loose again. Right as I'm dipping all these crabs. Shoot. Small. Nice one. Alright, Jake Phelps here with another exciting installment of the Crab Show. I like to keep these very action oriented with a little talk, so that's what I'm going to do. But I haven't gone crabbing in probably, it's been like 18 plus months. I just went mountain logging last year. Ran everything from up there, but so I'm gonna go ahead and explain that a little bit, I guess. So yeah, I just did. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust out these trot lines and bait them up for the first time. These bags that are already on my lines, they've already caught like 100 bushels, and I'm still using the same one. I've had to swap out a few, of course, had to do patches and stuff on the bags, but everything's been good with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show baiting up this line that's been sitting. I got 3 of them. They've all been sitting for over 18 months. And real important, you have to, when you're using the machine or the bags, you have to go ahead and, you don't have to, but you really should go ahead and wet everything down, especially for the first trip of the year. So this is going to be the first time using this thing in 18 or so months. I've of course sold a lot of bags and machines. I haven't actually used mine in quite some time. I mean, the bag's been sitting, they didn't even touch any water last year, so I guess everything will be alright. Everything's been undercover. Gotta pull the chain. And I wet the line, of course. Oh yeah, that's right, I left them open. I'm gonna really pack these things. Oh, this will be easy. Left everything right open. Everything seems to be working really good. I was expecting a little more trouble with those zippers, but they're fine. Of course, it's the first time, so you really want to look at your lines. I'm gonna go ahead and go tomorrow, and I will be filming that. See how many crabs I can catch. I'm getting ready to go ahead and head out here and hop on the water and see if I can't get some crabs in that boat. All right, I've been rocking these little copper gloves with other kind of work. I've never worn them crabbing, but I'm gonna see if they alleviate some of the tension I get, you know, doing this all the freaking time. They help with other work. I'm gonna try them crabbing today. A lot of companies send me a lot of stuff, and one thing that I've liked has been these Sequay water shoes. they've been all right. When companies, they send me a lot of stuff, and if I like it, I'm like, I talk about it in videos. Pretty much how that works. All right, I used the crap out of this backpack, and unfortunately, what happened from a whole lot of usage, the zipper broke. All right, busted up backpack, seek away water shoes, a honey bun, and cut off everything. That's how I do it. I'm a strong believer in the fact, in my opinion, of it's always the smallest stuff that certain people do, a whole bunch of, that they just figure out for themselves to differentiate success and failure. And this ramp right here that goes up from where my walk-in is to up the stern of my boat, so I don't gotta do a bunch of heavy lifting and tearing my body up, moving around these heavy trot lines, is an example of that. I just drag them right up there. There's no, not a whole bunch of crazy lifting stuff up. So I got I got 4 trot lines I'm running today, and I got them in 3 barrels. So I got my lines on now. All I gotta do is go ahead and get the buoys and everything on. All right, I'm all squared away now. And again, an example of 100 pounds of stuff in a 10-pound box. But that's the way you have to do it if you're actually gonna make money crabbing. Now I'm running into this blind. I'm going somewhere I've never crabbed before, and that's the way I like to do it. I don't ride other people's coattails. Everybody pretends like they don't ride everyone else's coattails, but they do. I like to crab, I like to have room. I don't like being crabbed. Sometimes you have to, but if I can avoid it like I can today and have some space to, lay out, that's what I'm gonna do. It's not, I'm leaving late. There shouldn't be anybody crabbing anywhere near where I'm going. Like the prospect of crabs, where I'm crabbing hasn't even been whispered yet. So this is a very exploratory mission. Oh, and did I forget to mention thunderstorms, rain, wind? Yeah, fun. All right, so I'm almost there, and I crap you not, I have seen no less than 2 signs talking about Boys to Men are going to be playing at the Maritime Museum. Now, if I'm not in a melting pot area, no one is. All right, so I'm underway, and everything worked fine yesterday. The second I get down here, the freaking depth finder doesn't work. I'm fishing completely blind, and somewhere I don't even freaking know. So I'm like essentially pretty screwed, but I'm trying to use the soundings chart. Yes. I'm essentially just going to be laying crap all over the place and see what the heck happens. Like, not ideal. Well, I got one out. I guess it's a good thing I've got 4 freaking trot lines. It's pretty hard to miss with 4 trot lines, though I have done it. There's no one out here. It's Memorial Day, no one out here. It's because unless you're running clams, you're not going to catch anything here. My guess, a lot of people, they don't have the zipper bait bags, so they don't feel like dealing with all that nonsense. My dad helped me bait up yesterday. It took us like an hour and a half to bait all this freaking line. Of course, we didn't have to unbait, but still. I mean, it was just like, it was done. Like, it was crazy fast. 2 people on that freaking system. I'm laying these lines out. I'm like, oh, that looks about right. Splash the anchor. Baited everything up with the system. Everything so far, I only got like 300-400 more foot to lay out. Came out perfectly. So that's what's up. All right, getting ready to run a trot line for the first time in 2 years. See what happens here. Hopefully I catch a bushel this first run. I know they're too tight. That was kind of by design because, you know, I don't know how deep I'm laying. It's a lot easier to loosen a line than tighten it. Water still looks pretty clear. Muddy, muddy. There's one. Ha! First crab in 2 years. On the third or fourth bait. Laying blind. It don't get much better than that. They don't look too bad. So yeah, this is definitely not bad for laying blind in the springtime. First time crabbing in 2 years. Maybe I'll start crabbing without depth finder more. Almost lost my camera. So much action. Hat flew off my head. Try to straighten this camera up. I saw it was crooked. Alright. Hopefully I'm still filming. Hairs all on my eyes and stuff now. This is my long one. Almost lost my phone overboard. I can feel my hat get loose again. Right as I'm dipping all these crabs. Small. Nice one. Haven't missed nothing yet. Nice one. I've got almost 2 dozen crabs in there already. Need an auto dipper all these crabs. They're all along the line too, I'm surprised. There's no way I laid it just right with no depth finder. This was the important line. They're all important, but there's not as much out here in this deeper water. Crabs are probably a little better though. It's not as many of them. Sometimes that's how it works. Oh, he jumped off. The tautness of the line is just about right too. All right. Not bad at all. Got like a quarter basket. And it's still filming. First run, 2 years, laying blind. All right, first run, and I got 24 keepers and probably 6 throwbacks. And the crabs, the quality seems pretty good. They're pretty hard crabs. Overall, a lot better quality and size-wise than I was anticipating. So, good to go. All right, so I just ran my second line. Again, I got one that's like 2,000, and the other 3 are like 1,000. So on the second one I got 4 crabs, but the quality is a little bit better, and I'm going to go ahead and have to run that one the opposite direction that I ran at that time, because what's happening is the wind is holding the tide in, because it's south wind and the tide's trying to go out, and just the positioning of this place, it's holding the tide in. I could see the parking lot, you know, that's probably what's going to happen. So I mean, that's usually bad, but today I might have just dropped right on a little pot of crabs, and they're just in here till I catch them all up. But only 4 on that one, and the quality is a little bit better than the first one. So all in all, not too bad. Real pretty crabs on that one, so it'll be worth running just for the quality. All right, third line caught 5 keepers. They're a little darker than the first line, a little harder looking than the first one I run. That's line 3. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the 4th one, see how it does. All right, so my 4th line got 7 keepers. Not bad at all. It was a little bit deeper than the other 3. So I think I'm a little shoal, just a little bit, but that's all right. I mean, if it wasn't for the system and the zipper bait bags giving me the ability to bait up all this freaking line, like, there's no, especially somewhere I don't know, and not having a depth finder, there's no way this would have been possible. Got it. Alright, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do here is the line where I'm catching like 2 dozen, the long one, the 2,000 foot one, I'm going to go ahead and run that one intermittently. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to run that one in between the short ones. Like I'm going to run the long one, short one, go back to the long one, do the other short one, go back to the long one, and do the last short one. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, there's the second one that I laid out. That's the second time I ran it. I ran it the opposite direction that time. Caught more than twice the crabs. So, I mean, that does make a huge difference. Oh, not to mention how nice they are. The crabs are on that line. Nice crabs. I'm surprised. Alright, I've probably been out here 2 hours, and that was the run I just did on the long line. Altogether, so far I've got a bushel. So, I mean, it's blowing. I don't know, I might be getting ready to yank these things up, because I got to make some adjustments to the steering and all these other little first trip of the year jitters. I got to adjust. The steering especially. I could do it out here, I got everything, but I don't know, maybe I'll do that so it'll make pulling the lines in a lot easier. I just gotta make a bunch of adjustments. I don't know. I might stick around and try to get 2 bushels. We'll see. Alright, when the top of the trees are doing this, it's not good to be out on the water. I mean, it's freaking blowing. I got a buoy sinking. Alright, I got all the gear in the boat here and end up with a very solidly packed bushel. So, not too bad. It's freaking, the wind is just too much. And I got a couple things I need to tweak so that next time I go out, you know, it's a little bit more pleasant. It wasn't a very pleasant trip. But I got a bushel. I could have got more, but just don't feel like fighting everything. So go ahead and top this off and do what I do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. White caps rolling in the bank. I was out there grabbing a net in my little rig.